Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about another original Lifetime movie, TV made for women, based on a true story, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. So we're going to talk about this woman in this movie. Her name is Star, because I can't remember her name. So we're going to name her Star. So when Star was really little, she almost died a couple times. And then when she was really little, I think it activated some sort of knowing in her that she couldn't explain or understand to the people who were around her, because Star was very shy. Star is a naturally shy person as it is, but then for her to go and live in a new family outside of her comfort zone, being very, very little, that made it so much harder on her. Star felt that she had to step into a new role of being a new person and living by new rules, and just to never talk about her past again. Never. Like, you're here now, so the past didn't happen. But Star knew as a little baby that she was in a new environment with people and new relatives and new aunts and uncles and cousins. And she felt a lot of anxiety, way more than she ever did before. So, Star, no one really paid attention to Star. There was just too many people around for Star to be noticed, favorited, or anything like that. So Star stayed very, very quiet. She just didn't want to cause trouble. She didn't want the attention on her. She didn't have any confidence either. But when she was really, really little, things started happening to her. Like, first, she would just know things. She had this little cat. She had a cat that stayed outside, and I mean, it probably wasn't even her cat. It was just the family cat. And she hadn't seen this cat for like 3 days, and she started to worry about it. But knowing that no one else in the family really cared, it's not like she could share that concern with anyone. And even if she could, she wouldn't. So she would go to sleep. She went to sleep that night, and in her dream, she was shown where the cat was. Now, the cat had passed away. The cat died. But she knew where to find it in the vegetable garden. Her brother, one of her brothers, there was a garden, and it was his garden. And that brother also didn't like her at all, because he wasn't her real. They were blood-related siblings. This is a sibling that she got the day that she moved into the family. So this sibling didn't like her as a little girl at all, and he didn't like anything she liked. Anyways, make a long story short, she had a dream where to find the cat. The cat was dead in her older brother's garden, vegetable garden. So she woke up the next morning, and guess where the cat was? Dead in the vegetable garden. After that, she started having more dreams like this come true. Like one morning she woke up, she had a dream about an older cousin from this new family that she probably only met once or twice. And by saying she met him, she was in the same room. She didn't talk to any of the adults. Anyways, that night she went to sleep and she dreamt that they were in the middle of the eye of a tornado. Star found herself in the eye of a tornado, in the inside of a tornado where it was quiet. And there she saw her grown-up cousin. Anyways, he told her, she just knew that he had passed away and that he was saying goodbye to her, even though she didn't feel like they really knew each other at all. She knew he passed away and he was saying goodbye. So anyway, she wakes up, she goes into the kitchen, and Grandma's on the phone talking to all her aunts. Everyone's talking, and everyone's over. Johnny died. I think his name is Johnny. But point is that she knew things. Now, a lot of times it was things that came true in dreams. But sometimes she could just know things about people. Know things before they were going to happen. Later on in life, like, she dreamt she was supposed to go to like Six Flags or something to do with roller coasters. I'm not really sure. So she was all excited. And then that morning that she was supposed to go, she canceled and said, I don't want to go. And stating the reason that she felt like everyone was going to die. And just, even though it was so stupid, she and the person that she was going with canceled. Like, are you serious? So we're not going? And Star was like, no, we're not going. That day was 9/11. About 30 minutes later, the second plane hit the Twin Towers. Now, Star just would know things. Star, like, would definitely know. She knew when she grew up. She knew when her siblings were going to have children, what they were going to be before they did. She would know sometimes before company would come. Star can't choose what she knows, but sometimes she would find things out way before they ever came true. Like 3 months before one of her relatives died, she had a dream that he was in the hospital and he was holding up a sign, and he was pointing to the piece of paper, and he wanted her in the dream to read it. She couldn't read it. So she woke up, and it was before Thanksgiving. It was in October when she dreamt this. So she woke up and she said, wow, I had a dream that this person was in the hospital and this and this and this happened. And there was a sign and he kept pointing to it. Well, 4 months later, that exact thing did happen. Star, this is a good movie because Star doesn't just have dreams. Star sometimes just can't figure out how she knows things. So she could be around a group of people, or even just one or two, or just her and another person. And sometimes Star can't decipher if what if what she's thinking and feeling is coming from her or if it's coming from the person around her. So Star is very sensitive to the energies of other people as well as her own. So if she's around too many people, sometimes she just can't figure out, like when someone's jealous or uncomfortable around Star, Star knows. Star knows. But if there's a lot of people and they're either gossiping or being mean or being hateful or whatever they're doing, Star, she knows that just like anybody else in the world would know. But when people, what Star has a problem with is that she can pick up on energy and feelings and sometimes even thoughts of other people when she's around other people. So when other people are pretending to be, nice or happy to see her, or they weren't just gossiping or they weren't just doing that, Star doesn't know how to react to that because Star knows some certain things. I mean, she's not psychic. She can't just go pick the lottery, but if she dreamt it, she could. She knows she would be good. What I'm saying is that this woman finds it hard to be around people because sometimes she'll pick up on what they're thinking or feeling about her or other things. And she'll know, like, this person's hiding this. It has nothing to do with me, but like everyone else in the room is so stupid. They can't tell that this person who's sitting over here in the corner just did that. And she'll know things and it'll stress her out. Like her heart will start beating. A lot of times it'll hurt her stomach. Like she'll have like certain cues. Like if her stomach starts hurting out of nowhere, someone's lying. And it's a big lie. It's something that's going to destroy them. Like, she's been to some weddings where at the wedding or when she met someone, immediately her stomach would start hurting really bad. And within a year, we find out, of some sort of scandal and that person broke up. So, yes, Star, when she was really little, she knew that eventually she would marry or be with someone. She would fall in love with someone with the first letter of her name. She didn't know who. She would go through the S names, and she couldn't pick one. She didn't know who it was, but so sometimes one time Star had a dream that her sisters, friends, somebody, cousins, I don't know. She dreamt that somebody's father, not hers, had passed away. So she woke up and she called somebody. I think she called her brother. She called somebody and was like, hey, so-and-so? I dreamt that their dad died. And the reaction that she got back was, God, I hope not. And then everyone just dropped it. A year later, it didn't happen right away, but a year later, when that person died, no one had told her that night. But that night, when that person died, all of the shower turned on in the middle of the night, like at 2 a.m. It turned on by itself. The kitchen cabinets started opening, like slamming, opening and shut. And the kitchen water faucet also turned on. She did not know at like 2 a.m. what the hell was going on. She's always, dealt with like hauntings. Like to this day, she'll walk into her house and like a tissue will just be floating in the air in the kitchen, and when she goes and looks at it, or that's when it will fall. Or the vacuum cord will just flip around in the middle of the room, not plugged in, and everyone will see it, and we just ignore it. So yeah, so anyways, she's used to things. She's always used to weird and strange things. She just knows things. So sometimes she can tell you when your parent is gonna have a heart attack. Like, she just knows. She can sense it. She can sense when something's happened. Not when it's happened, but before it's gonna happen. One day, when she was grown, she called up her brother. She had this elaborate dream. She saw her brother's wife in an all-white room. And, I mean, this is a dream, so it's not real, right? So she saw her signing paper, and then the doctor handed her a child. And it was like, you know how like if you were in heaven, it was just an all-white room, just with gleaming. There wasn't a single color, a single item in this room. It wasn't like here on the earthly realms. Anyways, Star saw her sister-in-law signing for a baby, and she was doing it alone by herself. So, anyways, it felt so real and elaborate that Star woke up and called her brother and said, "Hey, are you guys trying to have a baby?" And her brother was like, "Hell no." And she was like, "But you are. You're going to have a baby. So-and-so's trying to have a baby. And it's going to be a girl. And she's going to have, like, black hair." And she was telling all this stuff. And her brother had laughed and wasn't having any of it. And was like, "Hell no, I'm done having kids. Anyways, what's good?" So they get off the phone. A while later. A week later. 1 week later. The phone calls. And her brother's like, "What's up? So I just want to let you know that I talked to mom and dad. And we already called everyone. And me and so-and-so are having a baby. We're pregnant." And she was so upset. Star was so offended that her brother would just mock her. Like, sometimes her brother growing up, he was just trying to be funny, but he would say things like, "Oh, throwing your bones." Like, people, if she never knew anything, people mocked her about it. Like, so she felt always that people would make fun of her if she said that she knew something. So anyways, she had dealt with that all her life, growing up with insensitive comments towards her. She didn't share everything with everyone. So she got hella mad at her brother on the phone, and she was like, "Really? You're making fun of me?" He's like, "No, really. We're having a baby. We already told mom and dad." And she's like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, she was so pissed off at him. He was like, "Call mom and dad. Go ahead." She's like, I'm going to call mom and dad right now." He's like, "Fine." She calls her mom, and yeah, they're having a baby. She would know, like, if you know, like, she could see, like, somebody else's pregnancy and there being lots of blood, she would dream it. She would know. She just knows things. So that's why it makes it extremely hard for Star to be around people when it's just everyday stuff, because neighbors, friends, gatherings, because she'll walk in and be like, 8 of you were just talking badly about me. 7 of you are pieces of shit. 3 of you have done this yourself. She'll just know these things, and she doesn't know how she knows. And a lot of times Star can pick up not only her worries and fears, but those of other people's. And so when you're around Star, just try to have compassion for the fact that it's, when she says she has social anxieties, she's not just making it up. She really does have these fears, concerns. Just work with her.